What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I got an exciting video for you today because this is an item that I recently picked up to add to my 12-inch G.I. Joe collection, and this is the Action Man Freeze Force figure. I ordered this from Cotswold Collectibles. It had it shipped to me. It did sustain some damage during shipping, and under normal circumstances, if I was going to keep this mint package, I would return it in exchange for a mint one, but I'm going to be opening this thing anyway, so the slight damage to the window really doesn't concern me too much. I could ultimately replace the window if I wanted to, because I certainly have enough of this clear kind of plastic that I could actually correct that at some point if I wanted to. But the packaging is not why I bought this set. I bought this set because it has an interesting situation where you have a figure that is super articulated, but actually has the old style 1960s G.I. Joe head sculpt. So the packaging itself, again, I'm not really too excited about it. It does show the 30 points of articulation. This body style is pretty much identical to the ones that are done for the World Peacekeepers, also known as Power Team. Those are produced by a company called M&C. Pretty much identical in terms of the articulation, but with, interestingly, that vintage style head sculpt attached. So pretty unique combination. On the side of the box, you can see here are the two deluxe sets they produced. This is Night Ops and Freeze Force, and then they did several sort of more basic sets. This was Marine Ops, and on this other side, you can see there's an Action Soldier, Action Pilot, and Officer Cadet. And on the back of the package, you can see they do a write-up here on Action Man, list the various sets, and also show you the Freeze Force figure, and also a list of the various contents. So that's pretty much it in terms of the packaging. I do want to point out who this is produced by. So you can see on the bottom of the package, this is Art and Science in the UK. They currently have the license to do Action Man, licensed through Hasbro. So you can see the Hasbro logo here. So these are only available in the UK, although Cotswold Collectibles did get in a bunch of them and was able to offer them to customers here in the United States. So that was a very exciting opportunity. So I decided to take advantage of that and pick this up. But that's enough about talking about it in the package. I'm anxious to get this open so we can take a look at all the details up close. So stay tuned. Okay, so we got this set out of the package now. And overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I want to start by talking a little bit about the head sculpt. So I want to do a little comparison here because I have some examples of other of this style of head sculpt. So this is a standard Timeless Collection head sculpt that Hasbro did. And as you can see, this one seems a little bit narrower in the face, and also the lip details done and the scar is actually a little bit larger than that. And I also want to compare it to the 40th anniversary one. So you can see the difference there. So this head sculpt is a little bit larger than the 40th anniversary one. And I'd say the detail in the face paint is roughly equivalent, though. I noticed they did the eyebrows in the same color as the hair. So that I don't really care for. I would have preferred they would be done in the standard brown. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. And actually, it's not quite as bad in terms of the neck articulation by comparison to other Power Team figures. It's still very limited, so you can see this is the extent of the back and forth, and this is the extent of the side to side. So limited by comparison to a standard G.I. Joe or Action Man, but it is there, and but it's just not as much as it probably should be. They do include these sort of tiny sort of scale Action Man dog tags, so those are kind of cool. And the uniform is pretty cool. It comes with that digital camo done in sort of a winter camouflage, and these boots are kind of unique. These boots are designed specifically to fit into the skis. These little tabs actually clip into the skis, so that's a nice touch. In terms of the articulation, it does include double jointed elbows and also double jointed knees. So that's a really nice touch. Again, this is very much in tune with the Power Team body. I'm actually going to include the footage that I did for my 1/6 scale articulation guide. I'll put that at the end of this video. It gives a much more extensive overview of the articulation of the Power Team body. You can see it comes with a white belt. This is sort of standard, I believe, Power Team style plastic belt. So I've seen this kind of style before. And overall, outfit seems pretty cool, and I'm pretty happy with that. So in terms of the overall proportions compared to an original G.I. Joe or Action Man, I think what you'll notice is the arms are a little bit short and the legs are a little bit long. So he's going to stand a little bit taller than a standard Action Man or G.I. Joe. Also, these Kung Fu grip style hands do not flex very much. They're pretty rigid plastic, so by comparison to traditional Kung Fu grip or gripping hands, so you're not going to have the same kind of grip ability with those by comparison to original vintage or even some of the reproductions. So those are the major differences between this body and a standard G.I. Joe or Action Man. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this. I definitely enjoy the fact that you've got a super articulated body with that vintage style head sculpt. Very unique, and very excited to have this in my collection. So let's take a look at some of the gear. So we've got the skis. So you can see what these look like up close. And this part actually slides back and forth. This is what allows it to clip into those tabs on the bottom of the boot. So there's 2 skis included. Also included are these ski poles, so you can see what those look like. Handle has a little elastic thing that loops around the hand, and you can see what the bottom of it looks like too. So pretty cool looking there. Also includes these goggles. These have a little bit of a yellow tinge to them, so they are translucent with a white border. So pretty cool looking goggles. I don't think I have any that are quite like this in my collection, so that's quite nice. Also includes this weapon, which is also unique to my collection. I believe I have other versions of this in my collection, but none in white. So that's quite unique. A new and different addition to my collection. Also includes a strap, so that's a very nice touch as well. And last but not least, they include this cap. And my only quibble about this cap is I feel like it either should have been done in a white or a light blue, so it more closely matched the rest of the outfit. But it is what it is. It's got some nice detail in it. So that is the headgear that comes with this set. And so overall, that's the gear. Pretty extensive set. And I'm going to go ahead and get everything assembled onto the figure so you can see what it looks like in its completely assembled form. Okay, so here we have the set fully assembled. So you can see all the gear is in place. You can see I have the skis clipped onto the ski boots. The ski poles are in his hands, and also the weapon is over his shoulder with the strap. And I also included the goggles and the hat. There is a little bit of a conflict in terms of the overall positioning of this cap and the goggles. They have a tendency to push against each other. I feel like a different piece of headgear might have been better suited to this particular set. Maybe a knit white cap or something like that could fit underneath the hood. Something like that might have been a better choice. But overall, very happy with this set. I should also mention that because of the articulation on this figure, he can hold the weapon with both hands, as you can see here. So that's a really nice feature. Again, the super articulated body has a lot of posability, so it allows for many different options. So that's really nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run the footage from my 1/6 scale articulation guide, which shows you in more detail what the articulation is like on this particular body. M&C basically is a company that made these, and they were sold as Power Team, also World Peacekeepers. And, they did this heavily articulated body, and they came up with some pretty decent head sculpts too. This is probably my favorite of all the ones that I have in my collection of the World Peacekeeper head sculpts. They did a very good job with this one. And in terms of the neck articulation here, this is probably the weak point of the Power Team figures. They just don't have a ton of articulation. It is at a ball joint, so you do get side to side, front and back, and also rotation, but the range of movement is pretty limited. So that is definitely the weakest point of this particular figure. At the shoulder, you can extend out like this. Also gets 360-degree rotation there. At the bicep, there's a swivel point right there, as you can see. At the elbow, he gets a double jointed elbow, so you can see he can bend quite a bit there. Also, at this point in the elbow joint, there's also a point of rotation right there. So that operates independently from the wrist rotation. In terms of wrist, he gets bending back and forth at the wrist and also rotation. And this is one of the unique ones that actually has the wrist articulation. In a lot of cases, power team figures come with gloved hands, very much like this one, which eliminates the bending back and forth at the wrist. So if you can find a power team figure that actually has the non-gloved hands, I would highly recommend picking up these in particular. It's very easy to swap out the hands on a power team figure as well. They pretty much pop out of there without having to do any boiling or anything like that. So these figures are very easy to sort of customize. At the waist, again, he's got the split at the mid-torso, so you get side-to-side movement like this, front and back, and also rotation. And again, another point of articulation at the waist. So he gets a swivel point there, front and back, and also side to side. So again, pretty good range of motion on this figure, very much like the super articulated G.I. Joe and also the 21st century figure as well. So at the hip, he can kick out, kick forward, kick back. There's a thigh rotation right here. So as you can see, that swivels back and forth. Double jointed knee, bend very far back with the knee. And then single joint here. And also just at this point, right below the knee joint, there's also a rotation point there as well, which allows you to swivel back and forth and reposition the feet like that, independent from the hip joint. Very good articulation on these. I'm a big fan of the power team figures. The only downside to them is the arms are a little short and also the neck articulation is somewhat limited. But overall, a pretty decent figure. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more reviews of action figures in the future, think about subscribing to my channel because I will be covering more of this kind of material in upcoming videos. Until next time, I hope you're having a great day, and thanks for watching.